All right, let's get down to business. As you can see, this is not a normal day. In fact, it's a momentous occasion. Excuse me. But Papa got something running. And you'll never guess what it is unless you saw the Z video. My first drive on the 300ZX. You probably know about this car. Let's get to it. We're not gonna drive hard today because the car need a tune. Daddy's home, you gonna act right? Get my seat right. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends, okay? We're going to the roof. I want to talk to y'all about the car, show you around it. I set alarms off. I set some alarms off, baby. Good morning, Houston. I'm back. It's been a minute. Welcome to the party, rock stars. She's my Nitrous LS swap new edge Mustang, and I cannot tell you how excited I am for the upcoming couple of weeks. Because this car is gonna get a tune. See, this is why I got my battery mounted, right? Back there is my PCM. I'm pretty sure you can see that. That PCM is not programmed for this transmission. And that's why you heard me when I was coming up. Block, 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 block. Is one, it got a tune for a turbocharged LS swap Mustang with a stock intake, stock injectors, a turbo, a big single turbo, and a cam. This car has an aftermarket 102mm intake manifold, 45-pound injectors, which is like a 10 pounds bigger than stock, and forward-facing turbo headers with effectively 3-inch turbo downpipes fashioned in a way to dump the headers out the front instead of it going down how it's supposed to. Now, I had a lot going on, a whole lot going on around this car, trying to get it done, trying to take care of everything. If you see some old videos that I have of me working on this car, touching on this car, they was in a garage at a house. Some family members in that house thought it wise to steal parts off of my car and sell them on Facebook Marketplace. Now me, I scour Facebook Marketplace, right? So when I saw my parts on Facebook Marketplace on listings that I didn't create, I immediately knew I had to go pick my car up. So I brought it with me to work at BFS Performance, where I no longer work at. Anyways, I had parts get stolen from me that were originally for this car, so I had to improvise. The original plan was to go twins, but once I got to the point of the car was about to start driving and the car was about to start like coming into a form where I could drag the beast, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't delay a little bit of gratification in exchange for boosting the car, especially when I had a 500 shot of nitrous, right? For the guys that don't know, a 500 shot of nitrous is effectively 500 horsepower to the wheels on a button. And I know you've seen Fast and the Furious. If you're watching this video, you've seen Fast and the Furious. Now, when Paul Walker push that button on the steering wheel and he go hyper speed, and then Dom's like, too early, you too early, right? And then Dom push the button and he go hyper speed and beat freaking Brian O'Connor. That's what this car got. This car got the hyper speed button, but actually it's not a button. This, if y'all can see that, I don't know if y'all can, is a nitrous outlet window switch, a 2-stage nitrous controller. It works off of throttle position and RPM, right? So say I want my nitrous to kick in at 3,500 RPM, right? And I want it to kick in at wide open throttle. You never want nitrous to kick in with the throttle blade closed in the slightest. You want it to kick in at wide open throttle. You know what I'm saying? So say we rolling on the freeway and getting ready to freaking to do a nice lick. Now we rolling on the freeway and I'm in 6th gear. I need to bust it back down to 3rd. Wham, 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 I'm down to 3rd, right? Now, 3rd gear on the freeway is usually somewhere around 4,000. So I can be at 4,000 RPM. But if this blade is not wide open, guess what? That nitrous ain't spraying. And as soon as I put my foot all the way down to the floor, hyper speed, baby. Hyper speed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that this engine will handle that maybe 5 to 10 times. Maybe 5 to 10 times before I gotta replace the joint. But it's as a stock 5.3, it has its best fighting chance that it's gonna get. It got MLS head gaskets, freaking head studs, some exhaust manifolds that flow extremely well, an intake manifold that freaking flows extremely well, and ring gap. So when them pistons get real hot and the ring gap, so factory, the rings is like this, right? See this gap between these two fingers? That's called piston ring gap. Now when the cylinder gets real hot, that gap closes. And if it gets too hot, it closes completely, and then it can't expand anymore. So it has to go like this. And it'll either go up and blow your ring glands out, go down and blow your ring glands out, or just freaking disintegrates, take a chunk out of that piston and it's gone. Your engine's gone either way you decide to go if you don't gap your rings. If you're running a stock iron block LS, you have to gap your rings. If you don't gap your rings, you're not gonna be able to get the most out of the engine. Because it's gonna get too hot, your piston rings are gonna close and that engine gonna be going, I'm telling you, just like that, right? Now, next rendition of this car is gonna be a big single turbo, or either one big single turbo, oil fed, or a twin turbo setup, oilless grease turbos. That's water cooled. If I do the grease turbos, they're gonna sit right here and right here. And if I do the big single, it's gonna sit right here or right here and dump out the hood. Either way, it's gonna dump out the hood. But regardless of the way we decide to go about that, this is how my baby sits as we speak, setting off car alarms in the parking garage. Yeah, what a view that is. Anyways, QA1 front suspension, or QA1 front K-member, QA1 A-arms, max speed and rod front coilovers. See, we ain't got the suspension yet. Calm down, I got ideas, right? So I was doing research after watching drag cars make passes down the quarter-mile strip. In some street cars, instead of squatting when you hit the gas. Like at the back, it will go down when you hit the gas off the line. I saw one particular car where the back went up when it hit the gas, and I was like, what the heck? That don't make no sense, right? You smash the gas, you think the back of the car is supposed to drop. Like, it makes sense from a mechanical standpoint. But what if I told you that was a suspension setup that you put on a solid rear car? This suspension would be known as a 4-link. Now, I don't have 4-link money, but what I do have is American Muscle money. And American Muscle sells a rear control arm package that allows you to adjust the angles of your rear control arms, effectively making it a 4-link for a poor man, obviously, right? So that'll be how my rear suspension will be set up. And rear coilovers, which cost money, right? With double adjustable, so I can adjust my rebound and my dampening independent of one another, and dial in my suspension exactly how I want it. Whew. So yesterday I put out a video, my most recent video, where we had a slight overview on the car. Today was a little more in-depth. I'll give you, once it come time to dig the car for real and race the joint like hard, right? Put it through its paces, you know what I'm saying? By that time, y'all will know absolutely everything there is going on inside of this car, right? So if you got a plan to LS swap a New Edge Mustang, if you got a plan to swap a Fox body, if you got a plan to swap an LS into any car that an LS does not belong to, my next few videos are gonna be very, very beneficial to you. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you how to do it for the most money. I'll tell you how to do it for the least money. I'll tell you what choices gonna cost you the most money. I'll tell you what freaking choices you can avoid altogether to make it as fast and as efficient as possible. I tell you what, in 2025, it is still very, very possible to put one of these engines into a car that it don't belong in for $5,000. I'll prove it to you. If you find the right parts, I'll prove it to you. Whew. But we'll get to the last couple of bits. We already went over the engine. We already went over the suspension setup. We already went over the nitrous controller, the amount of nitrous that this car is gonna see. Now, I want my car to be a dig car, right? So the nicest, bestest way for me to find my way off the line is gonna be with two-step, and that's what this is. Lingenfelter LNC 2000. Launch and timing controller. Now, if you watch Cletus McFarlane, right? He has a handle in Leroy, the Corvette, with the funny car body. He has a little handle right here that he holds up at the staging lights. He got his foot all the way down on the clutch and his foot all the way down on the gas, and he's holding this lever, right? And when he's holding this lever, the car's going rah, bah, 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 bah. Light turns green, wah, comes off the clutch and lets go of the lever at the same time, and that's his two-step, right? So got two-step. I mean, I fix up my suspension. I get my suspension dialed in how I want it. Then I go do some testing, maybe sacrifice an engine or two to do my testing. I tell you what, we're gonna have some fun this summer. We're gonna have some fun this summer, God willing. Physical proof that you can do whatever you put your freaking mind to. That's what this is. If I can do it, you can do it. I ain't nobody special, I promise you that. All right, let's make our way back down. Ooh, sweet lady. Gotta go back through the freaking procedures. Oh no. Did I stall it? Oh, I ran out of gas, didn't I? Yep, a youngin' ran out of gas. All right, I'm gonna go park it up. Trying to go back, trying to go forward. They can't, boy. There we go. Underwhelming. Let's go get this gas. All right. VP Racing, fool. Comfort zone time. I'm about to get out the car with a GoPro on my head. I'm about to feel freaking dumb. Some things we just gotta get done. I do it this one time. It ain't gonna be so weird the next 500 times I do it. All right. A little over half a gallon. Y'all know what this mean, right? We can't drive the Mustang. We can't drive the Mustang for a bit. Only got half a gallon in there. I wish I had a way to calculate my fuel consumption, but I feel like I revved the crap out of this car. I feel like it's just dumping fuel. It probably is, because I think it got a turbo on it, right? So it makes sense for it to be dumping fuel, and that would also explain the block, 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 block. Time after time I give you all of my money. No excuses to make. To that. Three, two, one, go. Woo. Push a LS Swap Mustang backwards uphill with the steering wheel locked out. True test of power. True. I can't even talk. That's crazy. True test of power right there. No tow truck came. Not that I saw. Whew. Well, thank y'all anyway. Have a good rest of y'all day. I'm dead, Brody.